Hello everyone. Today let us look at the preparation strategy for CAPF AC interview 2025, the dates of which have been announced yesterday. So let us first of all look at some of the basic details with respect to this particular interview process. Actually, the interview begins on 4th of May 2026. So all in all, there are around some 15 days of time exactly from now to the actual interview process. There is some 15 days of time within which you can sufficiently plan for revision and mock interview practices. And the interview ends by 29th of May 2026. And total number of candidates who will be appearing for this interview will be 1019 candidates. And particularly this year, the medical test will be conducted after the interview, and that can take at least some 1 or 2 days as a time period, because we don't know how many candidates will be getting re-medicals for various reasons, and as such it can extend at least for a minimum of 2 to 3 days after this interview. And we are expecting the interview dates to be held on similar lines with the civil services, like the first day will be their interview, followed by that the next day, like for the next 2 3 days, that will be their medical process. So we are expecting the CAPF interview come medical standard test to follow the same process, but we will have to wait and watch. But in any case, the medical standard tests are going to be held after this interview only. So this is some of the basics about the interviews. Moving on with our interview performance from the 2024. So out of 150, there were two candidates who secured 125, namely Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Hari, and one candidate, Mr. Abhinav, has secured 123, and one candidate, Mr. Nandagopal, has secured 120. And there were other candidates like Mr. Swedan, who secured 116, and Mr. Jiva Bhardi, who secured 115. And there were one candidate with 113, and around 5 candidates have secured 110. And between 100 to 109, there were around 9 candidates. So this is the success of our last year's program. So if you wish to enroll for our mock interview, either with one-on-one or panel mock interviews, you can contact us at the number given at the end of this session. We do both one-on-one mock interviews as well as panel mock interviews. So moving on with the some essentials of what to do and what not to do in the coming days with respect to this interview preparation process. First of all, we will see the to-do list. So first of all, you have to revise more. That is very essential, right? Whatever you might have prepared so far, you have to revise it sufficiently, and then followed by that, you have to give sufficient mock interviews. So it can either be one-on-one mock interviews for particularly for those candidates who are having their interviews in the late May. They can initially go for 1 or 2 sessions with one-on-one mock interviews, and then towards the end of this interview, their final interview, they can go for panel mock interviews. But in any case, mock interviews are going to be very inevitable, right? And continuously improve upon the feedback that will be given after each and every mock interview. Don't simply listen to the feedback and leave it aside. Try to consciously work on the feedback that will be given after each and every session. And the current affairs are very important. Try to read the newspapers regularly, at least from now onwards, right? So current affairs are very important, and with respect to current affairs, you should try to develop some opinions. Mere fact alone wouldn't be sufficient for the final interview. You should also try to develop some opinion which should be very comprehensive, and that should be substantiated with necessary facts and figures. Okay, for this you can go for reading this editorials column from multiple newspapers like the Hindu, Indian Express, Print, Live Mint, etc. Right, so this opinion-based questions are going to be a high probability. So try to develop opinions on some crucial topics. For example, currently there are topics, the issue going on with respect to the delimitation. So they may ask questions, opinion-based questions on topics such as delimitation. So try to develop opinions. So these are the quintessentials that you have to take care of when it comes to the preparation for mock interview, and what not to do. So do not panic, especially for those candidates who have their interviews in the first week of the schedule. Do not panic, okay? Believe that you have prepared sufficiently and try to go for more revisions, right? Only revision is going to help you, and try to plan for mock interviews also. at any cost, do not panic and don't unnecessarily build some pressure. Right? And second thing, don't consider this opportunity lightly. So, given the intense competition in contemporary times across various examinations, and you are in the last leg of this particular competition, don't take this opportunity lightly and give due significance for this interview preparation. So, that's it. So, for any other queries or assistance, and also to register for our mock interview sessions, you can either drop a message at Telegram or WhatsApp at this particular number, or else you can also make a direct call. And in the coming days, we will come up with the weekly current affairs discussion session. Whoever is willing to enroll for that session can drop a message here, and we will also be coming up with a session on the list of important topics. So you can just follow our videos for more such updates. Thank you. Happy preparation.